Welcome back, everyone. Okay, well, good morning, good morning, good morning. On our way to the women's facility to carry some recovery information from my experiences. Driving down this road kind of reminds me of the road to recovery. You just take your time in getting there safe and sound and do what's right. So follow the laws, all the rules, can't break them. And the same thing with recovery. You have to do that. I was just reminded of something from a buddy of mine that I hadn't talked to in a long time. His name is Ernie. He's been around this program a long time. I think almost 40 years of sobriety. And speaking with him a week ago, he reminded me when I was living in a sober house after graduating from this program, this treatment center that I went to. I had a chance to go back and sit in these groups, and I would always sit way in the back room, way in the back. And one day he came up to me, he said, "Al, why do you keep coming back here? You graduated a long time ago." And I told Ernie, I said, I haven't really graduated. Graduation to me is the day that, I die and drugs and alcohol don't have anything to do with it. To me, that's my graduation. So he was amazed that I continue to come back and come back and come back and do the groups. So what I would do is, after getting off from work, I lived in a sober house. I will go over and catch these lectures every day. And then from the lectures, I will leave there and go to AA. And then from there, I will go home and get rest. And then get up the next morning and do the same thing. And then on Friday, I had my aftercare. So the aftercare program was 12 weeks. And after doing the 12 weeks program, I continue to go there too. And I did that for a couple of months afterwards. And the counselor, Jamie, never forgot this. She told me, she said, "Al, you graduated from the aftercare program 2 months ago." She said, "Why do you keep coming back?" I told her the same thing that I had told Ernie. I'm like, well, I don't think that I've really graduated. I'm just coming back to get more information, and hopefully I can be of help to ones that are just not coming in. She said, "Yeah, you are a lot of help." So she said, "Well, you don't really have to come." And then I always remember, I knew that I didn't have to come. I wanted to come. And to me, that's one of the biggest things that has helped me in recovery. I want to do these things. I want to do the best that I can, not only to help me, but also to try to help others. So hopefully my presence, my experiences, the things that I've been through can be of help to others, because what I realize, in order to keep sobriety and to stay sober, you got to be willing to want to give it back. And that's been huge to me. And I don't mind doing that, because if it's going to help someone else, it's also going to help me too. So, and that's all out of love. I love doing this. It's always a privilege. It's an opportunity that's been given to me, because to be sober today, to me, is a huge blessing, because there's so many people that are still using drugs and alcohol. After leaving treatment, I was given a choice to go to a sober house, and I chose to go there. It wasn't like I had a lot of options, so I went to the sober house. And in my mind, I thought, well, I'll only be here just for a couple of months, and then I'll go back to the cities. And this is outside of the cities. So after 3 months came, I was really ready to leave, but something happened. And what happened was, the owner of the place asked me to become the house manager. And to me, that was a huge piece of me staying where I was. July 14th of this year, I'll be 19 years. And I'm here to encourage this morning, based on the experiences, all the things that I've been through. And now I do want you to know this. I'd never been to a treatment center before. I wasn't thinking about recovery. I wasn't thinking about trying to get sober. That wasn't even part of my agenda. I'm going to be honest with you. And I know some of us, we struggle with the disease, and it's an ongoing process. You know, so I know for some, we've kind of been in, we've been out, we've been in, we've been out, we've been in, we've been out. Well, I was terrified. You know, I was terrified, to be honest with you, because I had friends before that had been to a treatment center, but I didn't see the purpose of it, because these guys, they'll get out, and the first thing they did is like, hey, Al, let's get high. I'm like, did you just go and get some help? And then they say to me, they're like, yeah, I went to get some help, but I only went because my probation, my parole officer, my job, my wife, all these other things. Rarely did I hear them say, I went because I needed to go. So that's the question today, ladies. Why are you here? Don't think that I should know. Only you should know. That's the key. And that's what I was trying to find, my reasons for trying to make a change. I had used drugs and alcohol for 26 years. 26 years. I started using when I was 12. How many of you in here started at an early age? Just a showing of hands. Okay. What's the earliest? I started at 12. Anybody? 11? 10? 9? 9? Okay. The first time I was introduced to alcohol, this is scary, probably at the age of 5. Wow. You know, my parents gave me beer. And I recall that. It was interesting, I was talking to my dad about this recently, and I said, did you guys give me beer when I was, I couldn't actually get the age, I'm just guessing on that. But I know I was young enough to, because between 5 and 6 you can kind of recall, your recall is really good. So I recall having beer, but at the same time, I remember sleeping all the next day too. And I remember dancing, you know, having fun, but think about that. You giving a baby beer at 5? That's crazy. Because normally we should be giving kids what?
Juice. Vitamins.
Right, things that is going to help them. But guess what? I come from 2 parents that are chronic alcoholics. So what's expected? You know, so that's common. I don't know about you. So getting back to my point that I was starting off before, needing to understand why I needed to get some help. So I came in this program, started at 12, came into this program at 38. A lot was lost between the age of 12 and 38. And what I mean by that is, there are studies that shows that if we, the brain itself is developed after 25 or something like that. Usually that's what insurance companies use to insure you to have insurance, you know. But my brain obviously wasn't developed. If I start using at the age of 12, how did I come in contact with drugs and alcohol at the age of 12? Well, you know, when I reflect, the first thing I used was alcohol. And I don't know about some of you of age, but there was a drink called Boone Farms. Mad Dog 2020. Anybody recall that? Wow, wow. Yes, yes. So when I got on that, it was like, man, it was like taking a flight and you just took off. Okay, so I'm on this flight at the age of 12 and I'm liking this. Now, I have no anything that could help me say, well, maybe Al, because you come from 2 parents that are alcoholics, maybe in your DNA, maybe it was there for you. I don't know. But the chances are probably really good, you know, and I base that on this to say that could have been my problem. Well, my sister comes from the same 2 parents. Guess what?
she's not an alcoholic or an addict. So kind of 50-50 on that. But me, I've always been very hard-headed. So I was the one that's saying, you know, I'll drink and I'll do whatever I want to do, but I won't be like them. Does that sound familiar to anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds very familiar. I'll be different. I'll be cooler. You know, I'll be a real good alcoholic. If I turn into an alcoholic or a drug addict, I'll be cool with mine. You know? So, but using using an alcohol later led me into something that took me on a plane ride that I'll never forget. The first time I came in contact with marijuana. Woo! It was like, whoa! Man, this is beautiful! Seemed like everything just slowed down. You know, things were going so fast at first. The alcohol had you going speedy, speedy, speedy. So now you get on the weed and you're like, whoa, man. The sky is blue. I didn't know the sun could shine like this. I started freaking out. But you know what? I started liking it too. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
You know, and they say, now, weed is the gateway drug. It kind of changes things, you know. There's all kinds of things going on now. They're saying, you know, smoke some weed, it's good for you if you got some medical problems and all that. Well, I may have some medical problems, but I cannot smoke no weed, really, because if I do, I'm right back to where I started at. And we don't want to go back there. Well, getting back to my point, having friends that went to treatment for wrong reasons and then find out they needed to be there because they had a problem. Well, when I got here, July 20th, 1998, I realized, listening to everyone in group, looking at the steps, going to meetings, that I've had a problem for a long time and I needed to get some help. Now, I don't know how you got here, but I am so thankful to the state of Minnesota for providing this opportunity for me. Rule 25, the set-aside program, taxpayers, putting money aside for people like myself to get help. Not everybody is in the position to have HMO, to have that rich uncle or rich parents to say, hey, here's thousands, I'll take care of you. I didn't have it like that. And found myself homeless before coming to the conclusion that I needed to get some help. So, when I got here, I'm like, okay, not only do I have a problem with drugs and alcohol, but I got other problems too. Have you come to that conclusion? That this is just drugs and alcohol is your only problem? Or is there other problems?
Yeah.
There's other problems?
Numerous.
Okay. Would you guys mind sharing? You don't have to use your name. Anybody? Yes, ma'am.
I have a criminal history now that I didn't have before.
Okay.
Not extensive, but a criminal history nonetheless.
Okay. Now, did you have that before using drugs and alcohol?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Mental health.
Mental health. That's huge. That's huge. Because you know what I realized too? Even before getting here, maybe I had some depression and stuff going on. You know, maybe I know what I did have even before picking up the drugs and alcohol. Let's look at some history here with me. The abandonment. My mom and dad, they drink, they use alcohol, and they would leave my sister and I with whoever. We were abandoned. The lack of love. So just imagine having that without using drugs and alcohol. So now when I use the drugs and alcohol, you know what that did for me? It brought me comfort. You know, I felt good. I felt safe. And that's sad. So what you do is you keep going to those areas to feel safe. So just going along with you saying the mental illness thing.
Well, yeah, like you said, mental illness. I had a self-esteem issue my whole life. When I was younger, things that happened to me when I was younger that built up to that, and I still have a self-esteem issue. So
I know I like that too. Being very poor, you know, because Your mom and dad, if they're using alcohol, believe me, there was a lot of shame with me. Going to school, I played hooky. You know, I wore the same clothes. Start talking about family history here. I was abused, sexually abused as a kid. I used to wet the bed as a kid. You know, so that I was just messed up. I was really messed up. And see, when I got the treatment, these were things that I needed to look at. You know, I needed to go beyond just the drugs and the alcohol. I needed to ask myself, why are you using drugs and alcohol over and over and over again? Because it's killing you. So, for some of us, what happens is, you know, we try to stay very shallow. We just try to pretend, well, the only problem is just the drugs and the alcohol. That's all I'm dealing with. That's it. But for me, I needed to go deeper. Deeper. And ladies, I don't believe everybody has been poor. I don't believe everybody's been abused. I don't believe all of these things. But let's not compare apples and oranges. Let's not look at someone and say, well, I've never been through that. I feel sorry for you. Really? Where's the compassion? Where's the love? You say, man, you really been through it. Let me put my arms around you. I'm sorry that you had to go through all of that. And that's what I've received since I've been in recovery. People need to understand who you are. We don't need to be pretenders. And when I got the treatment, I got a chance to look at that. And then I found out, I was like, wow, man, not only do I have the drugs and alcohol problem, but I got all the other stuff going on too. So how do you deal with all of this? Well, go ahead.
I would just say tell yourself that you have a problem and try to work through it and get a therapist or a counselor or something, or try to let it out. Don't just hold it in.
That's the key. Yes, ma'am.
For me, work through it with my sisters. I'm not alone in this.
Nice. So you have the support.
Absolutely.
And that's the key. How many of us don't have the support? You know, some of us don't have support. We don't have support. You know, we feel that it's all me. I'm all by myself. And that's what I thought when I was in treatment. That's because I was very guarded. You know, I didn't want anybody to know these things. And publicly I talk about them. You know what it takes for me to just open up, especially as a man like this, right? Talk about the sexual abuse thing, talk about being a bandit, the love and the like of that. You know, men, we supposed to be strong, right? We're supposed to be the head. We're supposed to be able to, I'm strong and I got all the power. I'm a man. I ain't supposed to cry. I ain't supposed to look weak. Well, that's a myth. That's not true. You know, when you open up like this right here, that's the only way you can get help. Because now you're saying to the world, you're saying to people that are struggling, that probably don't have that voice, maybe because of their anxieties, because maybe they're shy, and it's like, man, I just cannot touch that. And at first, I wasn't able to do that too, because I heard a guy, when I was in treatment, came there and opened up. And I'm like, whoa, how did he do that? But I saw the peaceness in his face. I'm like, man, this guy here got something. I want that. And I went up to him and I said, I just want to commend you. He said, commend me for what? For being so open and honest like this. He said, well, thank you. And that helped me. So that's my whole point, is to be here today. Not only maybe what I can say can be of help to you, but also maybe it would continue to help me. I've been coming here at this facility here for 18 years. For 18 years. And that's the key, ladies. So once you find out your reasoning for being here, now what are you going to do? Now when I got there, I found out my reasoning. I'm like, first of all, Al, you got a lot of problems. And this 21, 28 days ain't going to fix it. You created what's been brought upon you over these 26 years. There's a lot of work to get done. And ladies, I don't know about you. Are you willing to do the work?
Yes.
Are you willing to do the work, ladies?
Yes.
All right, that's what we want to hear. Now, every day, we have to go to work. What are we working on? I needed to work on me. You know, we go to work financially to go out there and make a living. We go to work to take care of our family. We go to work to do all these other things. But you know, sometimes, ladies, guess who gets lost? We do. We cheat ourselves. And that's what I needed to do. So, what I did, when I was in treatment, I heard about AA. So I had this myth about AA was just only old people go there and they drink a lot of coffee. I had never been there before, it was a myth. A lot of old people go and they drink coffee. So now I go to my first meeting and there's a guy getting a 5-year medallion. And I'm like, 5 years? Are you people crazy? I don't know nobody that's been sober for 5 years. 5 years? Yeah, this guy's drinking, man. I know he's smoking weed behind the AA house over here. There's no way. So, you know, yeah, they knew I was a newcomer because I sat way over here. I kind of isolated myself. I sat way over there. So they going around and, you know how it works at a meeting. They give you that medallion and everybody's saying something. I'm like, man, I sure hope they don't call on me because I'm going to call them out. I'm going to call them out today because I know this guy here is used for 5 years. There's no way. So then, came around to me. I'm like, oh, man. Hey, newcomer. They knew I was a newcomer because I introduced myself. Al, I was torn in between introducing. I didn't know what to say. Chemical dependent. I got a drug and alcohol problem. I'm Al. I got problems, whatever. And they say, hey, Al, newcomer from River Place, you know? And I'm like, oh, okay. So I go up, and this is the truth. I go up the medallion, and I say, congratulations, 5 years. Man, that's a long time. I say, I just want to thank you for being here today because it's helpful to me. And I gave him a hug, and when I gave him a hug, I was like on the slide, you know, I was saying, can I smell something? And I'm like, man, I don't smell nothing. I don't smell nothing. This is for real. This is for real.